Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I'm showing you the deck that I used this season to get to King of Games. And here it is. It is nothing special. Honestly, this was one of the more unrewarding seasons that I can remember. If you guys were following the streams over the weekend, I was really pushing with Dark Lords. I was trying to get them there. I got close. I got to Legend 4 twice. After, 1.5 hour, 2 hours worth of grinding just for it to crumble. Like instantly. I'm talking, I went from winning 8 games to losing 6 in a row. It's insane. And it just felt like that deck was way too honest. What I mean by that is I was working like 2 to 3 times as hard as my opponent to get the win that I needed, and it felt like my opponent was always just one top deck away from winning the game. And that is because we have decks like this that really only need one card at any given point to turn a duel around, that you might have control the whole time. So that's kind of what I mean by this season being unrewarding. This deck is obviously super strong. It has a ton of synergy, but it's just so plain. It takes nothing to pilot this. I literally got the King of Games in like a 2-hour span from Legend 1 to King of Games. I think I lost 4 games total, and I literally got it while I was actively working at my job. I was doing something else the whole time, and then every 20 seconds or so I would be like, oh, okay, time to summon Alistair, Purgatrio and win, or time to activate my Neos Fusion and win. It's just I think the meta is in desperate need of a ban list, man, because that's the thing that's aggravating. And I know this is turning into a mini rant, but I'll get into the deck in just a minute. It feels like when I'm trying to play Dark Lords, which I know was a super strong deck back in the day, but like right now I can only run 1 copy of the 3 main cards in Dark Lords. I can only run 1 Sanctified, I can only run 1 Eggshell, and I can only run 1 Contract. But Cyber Dragon gets to run semi-limiteds. Dark Magician gets to run semi-limiteds still because they only run 1 Illusion. Shiranui is basically untouched. They put Squire to 3 like, oh, they're really gonna struggle without Cosmic Cyclone. That did absolutely nothing. And this deck in particular, I shouldn't be able to run Alistair and Neos Fusion in the same deck. I shouldn't be able to run these 2 engines together. They are way too powerful. But Dark Lord's only 1 Eggshell, because it'll break the game. I don't know, it seems like Konami keeps pushing for this type of decks where it takes very little to pilot. Anyone can pick them up, and it makes the wins like whatever. As you can see, I'm not running Kuribos. I'm not running anything defensive other than the back row to stop my opponent's plays, because I don't have to. If I don't win the game quickly and I lose, whatever, I'll get another win streak. Like, the wins are so easy for decks like this. But that's it for the rant. I'm gonna try to stay positive and talk about this deck as if I'm actually excited about it. But yeah, we're using Alistair, which, to be fair, I've only gotten 1 King of Games using the Invoked engine, which was back in the day when Cosaidos was brand new and I abused the heck out of it with Concentrating Current. Never really gotten 2 King of Games using the Alistair, or Neos for that fact. So I guess at least I get my 1. But yeah, this deck is stupid. I mean, if you have Alistair in your hand, you can dump it with Keeper, then you can activate Keeper's effect to set the Alistair. You're going to have a Neos Fusion. Neos Fusion is going to send Volcanic Shell. Volcanic Shell is going to make you pay 500 life points to add another one from the deck. Now, that is broken because that also is going to eventually activate your Switcheroo, which means you can add a Volcanic Shell, Switcheroo it back, get a different card, and then add another Volcanic Shell, assuming you have one in the grave, or if, oh, God forbid, you have to wait another turn, and then you'll get another plus. It's really stupid. It allows us to run really strong back rows, such as Ultimate Providence that requires to discard a card. You have your Volcanic Shell to negate a monster effect, Karma Cut, and Raigeki Break. You know, Volcanic Shell really mitigates their cost, so they basically become free. Double Floodgate because, you know, Floodgate also helps a lot against Witchcrafters. And I'm not talking about Witchcrafters, by the way. Like, those are new decks. I thought the new box was gonna bring some freshness to the meta, but it's still the same. Shiranui, Dark Magician, Invoked, Neos. I mean, nothing has changed. Black Wings. Yeah, one Cosmic Cyclone, you know, for whenever we need to take care of back row. Only one Elemental Hero Neos, because you really only need to go into one Brave Neos. If you need to go into the second one, you can always use Keeper to bring the Neos back. But a lot of the times, I would actually use my Neos Fusion as discard fodder for one of the other cards, or for an Ultimate Providence, just to kind of seal the win. I negated a Fusion Gate by discarding Neos Fusion against Cyber Dragons, and they had no choice but to scoop, because not only did I took care of the spell, but now I have another protection in the graveyard, you know, so it's a second overflow that they're gonna need to take care of my Brave Neos. The deck is just too good, man. The wins come so easily. But anyway, there goes the mini rant. I do have some replays. I know the first three are pretty good duels. The last two were game 4 and game 5 of the actual streak, so they weren't super eventful. But that's normally what I do. I try to save, you know, the better duels out of the whole climb, and then, you know, give you the actual King of Games rank up match if I can. Yeah, so like this hand, I mean, we can switch through back Invocation because we can search it. We can switch through back the Volcanic Shell because we can search another one. You'll see. We're going up against Crystron, which is a really good deck. I was very interested in seeing this guy using a Lightsworn engine with it. I'm actually a fan of that hybrid. I've used it before. But anyway, since I already have the Invocation in hand, I'm just going to go ahead and send the Volcanic Shell. Alright, we're going to go into Brave Neos. Citri is going to summon the Samurai Destroyer. And this is also why I wanted to keep the Invoker, because I knew there was no level 3s in his graveyard, so he wasn't going to be able to go into Amatrix. His only options were either Powered Insectron or Samurai Destroyer. He went Samurai Destroyer, so I can use my Alistair and just go ahead and get over it. And you're going to see the Crystron player make some questionable plays. He does stall the game out, you know, for probably longer than it should have been. I'm actually going to fast forward a little bit just so you guys see, because, you know, it's the basic Crystron shenanigans. The duel goes on for a while, but I never felt like control was taken from me. So it's going to destroy my Brave Neos, which is fine. We're going to go ahead and activate Invocation. I summoned Kaliga. Now, the reason why I went Kaliga here is because after I summon my Purgatrio, if I attack and he goes into Amatrix, Amatrix is not going to be able to switch me into defense position, because his one monster effect is going to be the Crystron Ryan. So that's why we're going to summon the Kaliga first. Now we can go for Purgatrio. Okay, goes for the Ryan, summons the Amatrix, but cannot activate Amatrix effect. So we're going to take care of both of them. He doesn't even get a float, which is good. Now he uses See You Later on the Raikou, which is actually pretty cool. I mean, he got to banish my Kaliga. Whatever I summon, it's probably going to get banished because I don't have a way to stop the non-targeting effect. We're going to go for the Impact. Deal as much damage as I can. There he goes with the Raikou. He's going to banish my Face Down. Here I got a little scary because I was like, oh, okay. What's happening? No Quirion Gandrex, thankfully. So we're just going to go ahead and add Alistair back. Go for the C3 attack. I knew he was going to go for Powered Insectron, but we can at least destroy or attempt to destroy the Smiger. He uses the Ballista Squad. Now I have to negate here because you know, he's threatening lethal. I really can't afford for him to send something like a Disburn and keep searching. I need his turn to end right now, other than the 2500 damage I'm going to take. So we're going to go ahead and use the Ultimate Providence Providence on the Scrap Recycler. Alright, we take 25. Top deck into Keeper. Go ahead and reveal the Brave Neos. And that's game. Brave Neos, I could have boosted them up if I wanted to, but no need. Alright. Next, we have a duel against Rumpel. And I'm hoping this video doesn't end up being too long because I was ranting. But let me know what you think. Every time I do this, you know, little rants is because I want interaction from you guys. I want you to leave me some comments with your opinions. Do you think the meta is fine where it is? What decks do you think are the problem? What's making the decks that, by the way, this is why I saved this. This is the kind of decks that people can run. Now this is a new deck, Switchcrafters, so I will say whatever, they're new. But my man Grass looks greener. 1 in 30, and he just opens it. And I was like, okay, so you're gonna have all your resources. Let's see what we can do about this. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because it's gonna be the basic shenanigans. Raider and Holiday is gonna bring. I was actually kind of surprised there that he went every, but I mean this setup is insane when you think about it. My man has every, and he also has a Witchcrafter Madame Ver. So no monster effects for me, and then he can banish during standby phases without targeting. So we're gonna set everything because if I summon anything, it's just gonna get banished by Fortune Lady every. I need my back row to be active, so we need to wait a turn. I was gonna go for Holiday. I'm gonna go ahead and activate the Karma Cut on Adele. I have to chain both of my cards here because if he brings Kiwi onto the field, then I can't target his spellcasters anymore. And I really needed to banish the Madame Ver and take care of the Fortune Lady Avery. Unfortunately, Avery is gonna come back during his turn, and I get super lucky here, by the way, that I set my Alistair because he can now attack twice with Collaboration, but because he's trying to go for game, he attacks with the Kiwi first, not being able to destroy my Alistair, and that's what allowed me to come back in this duel. I mean, had he attacked first, I would have still lived with 200 life, but it would have been way scarier. So we're gonna go ahead and activate Invocation, banish his Shmeta for the Purgatrio. Alright. Add back the Alistair. Now I don't need to boost my my Purgatrio, it can get over both of them. What I need is a third monster so I can finish the game. So we're gonna discard the Alistair with Keeper, Neos Fusion, Volcanic Shell. This is what I mean, this is so broken. I just used Volcanic Shell for no reason, and now I get to shuffle it and get a better card. He didn't even let me see what the better card was because I had already won. Like, I went from 1 Alistair to Purgatrio, Keeper, Brave Neos off of a top deck. That's what I did. But I can't get a second Eggshell on my deck. Alright, next up we have Akisa. Alright, going up against Balance. Really weird to see E-Sabers using Balance. I was actually very surprised. So we're going to take her the field spell right away. Send that Elemental Hero Neos back into the deck. Alright, Invoker is going to add my Invocation. I have to make sure I can push, so we're going to destroy the Malehu. Look how stupid this is, man. Just look at this turn, okay? Just look at this turn. Volcanic Shell is going to destroy. I'm gonna discard it to destroy the Malehu. Alright. Now let's summon Purgatrio. Floodgate. Okay, no problem. Let me add my Invoker back. Okay. Now let's go for a Purgatrio number 2. Okay, Canadia. You know what? No problem. Let me add another Volcanic Shell. That's gonna activate my switcheroo. And how about I just win off of this switcheroo? There we go, Neos Fusion. Double boosted. My man had Molehu, Floodgate, Canadia. He's dead. Molehu, Floodgate, Canadia, and he died. But I can't run 2H. Alright, next up. VNR, I think this was the 4th duel. Hey, Zane. Speaking of, Zane is such an easy matchup for this deck because they have to kill our Brave Neos twice, and you know that's a problem. Unless they open up double overflow, it's gonna be a problem for them. So he's got 3 back row. I feel no delay, so I'm gonna go ahead and summon Purgatrio. Add my Invoker back. Add a Volcanic Shell. Neos Fusion. And that's it. He's like, Neos Fusion, okay. I can't kill the Brave Neos. GG. And then this was the actual rank up match. I think it was pretty easy, but it wasn't a great matchup. Luna Lights are actually kind of a bad matchup for us because we can't get rid of Cat Dancer unless we target it. But if we target it, he might have a Crimson Fox to negate, and then we lose our outs for it. So we got the double Floodgate. I felt super safe at that point. I could have gone Keeper, but I actually made a mistake here. I just summoned the Alistair for no reason, but I'm like, you know what? I have double Floodgate. I can make a misplay, man. I can make a misplay. Brave Neos is going to add a Neos Fusion. Alright, hit him for 1,000. He's gonna set a card. Okay, you're dead. Did you forget that I have Volcanic Shell and I can pierce right through anything you have? So yeah, like I said, pretty lackluster climb in general. I mean, some of those duels, I guess you got to see the comeback. You got to see the explosiveness of the deck. But it's just not very rewarding. I did it, honestly, I did it because I was salty. I was tired that 3 different climbs got stalled at Legend 4 with my Dark Lord deck. And I was like, you know what, let me get my 200 gems. Let me get to playing some fun stuff in King of Games now that I don't have to worry about this. And also, let me focus on my free-to-play account because that climb is always more exciting because, you know, I have a limited pool of cards in that account. So really trying to build a deck as best as I can with the resources that I have makes the climb super fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And until next time.